Hello and welcome to the United Stand. How are we all doing? Anthony Martial has sent Jose Mourinho a huge transfer message, and Mkhitaryan has sent Mourinho two big, huge fingers, effectively telling him to do one. That's fresh off the press. We'll be talking about that in a moment. But first of all, let's crack on in relation to Anthony Martial. So this is coming from Didier Deschamps, who has basically said that Anthony Martial is not available for anybody in the summer. He's currently not available. He's not up for transfer. However, it'd be interesting to see if Juventus do come in for him in the summer. So, well, he was further probed about it, and he basically said, I give players advice. It's up to them what they choose. And basically what he was hinting at in a tongue-in-cheek sort of way is that he thinks that, like Matuidi going to Juventus, that Anthony Martial should be going to Juventus as well. And it's interesting because Iman's just said there, Inam said Martial is staying. Look, the Manchester Derby preview, if you didn't watch it, I know some of you will have had work and stuff today. Make sure you watch it after this. It was 45 minutes. It felt like 45 seconds. It was just 100% banter, interactive passion all the way through it. So make sure you don't miss it. Really, really enjoyed that. But the bottom line is, when it comes to Anthony Martial, we should realise this situation that he isn't actually part of the Manchester United team at the moment. I don't think he will play at the weekend. Does anybody else think he's going to play at the weekend? Because I don't think he's going to play at the weekend. He's not part of the team. And how does he become part of the team when Mourinho has gone and spent £500,000 a week on Alexis Sanchez to play on the left wing? That's Martial's position. Unless Alexis Sanchez gets a bad injury in the next 3 years, that's Martial's position. And I think that is something I was thinking about this evening before I went live, is that Martial, really like him, fantastic player, great potential, but his best position is left wing, or potentially up front. Well, Lukaku's going nowhere, Sanchez is going nowhere, so you suddenly start to think, well, what is the future for Anthony Martial at Manchester United? Because Mourinho has put has nailed his flag to the mast. It's Sanchez on the left and it's Lukaku up front, and that's basically what it is. Jace, this is exactly what Deschamps said. Do your homework before you start quoting stuff that you've not actually looked at. It's on Sport Witness now. Just to put Jace in his place, this is what Didier Deschamps said. So, Martial has a contract with United and the club does not want to sell him. Let's see if he will be looked at by Juventus or by someone else. He was pressed a little further about what advice he would give to Anthony Martial. I do not give advice, I give my opinion. Then eventually it is up to the players to decide. And then he was asked further about Matuidi and how he'd advised him, and he said, let's say it will be my opinion, and laughs. Then it depends if they listen to it or not. He's pushing him towards Juventus. Mourinho, I don't think Martial's going to listen to Deschamps. I wouldn't listen to Deschamps. But regardless of whether Deschamps wants Martial to go to Juventus or not, is irrelevant. Regardless of whether Allegri wants Martial to go to Juventus or not, is also irrelevant. The fact is, it's what Martial wants to do, and it's what Jose Mourinho wants Martial to do that will ultimately dictate what happens with Anthony Martial. What I'm saying is, I don't want Martial to go, I want him to stay. But does Anthony Martial, with 1 year left on his contract, want to sit and be a bench player at Manchester United? Because I'm throwing the question at you lot. I don't foresee what Anthony Martial's future at Manchester United is when we've bought Alexis Sanchez to play in his position, and Alexis Sanchez is 29 and he's not going anywhere, and we've got Romelu Lukaku up front. I don't see where Anthony Martial's future for Manchester United is. Anthony Martial thinks, the name is Anthony Martial in there, I guarantee it's not the real one. He says that Martial will start against Manchester City, and the Mancunian says Martial needs his left wing and Sanchez beside him, but I love to see Sanchez as a striker. We need to get our team back to attacking form. I mean, I think that's the solution. I want to see Alexis Sanchez, what I thought we were purchasing him for, playing on the right wing or at number 10. Out on the left, I just don't get it. If Martial leaves, it will be a slap to our club's tradition, says Adam Mantram. Yes, I agree. And hope Martial stays or else I will become Jose out, says Louise O'Donoghue. And John Cena has just subscribed. Imagine if it was the real one. Welcome to the channel, John. Talking about Alexis Sanchez and the signing in January, very interesting quotes from Mkhitaryan. He's a bitter sod, he is. Old Mkhitaryan, he's been screwed over by Mourinho and now he's spitting his dummy out the pram every bloody week he gets interviewed. I just think this just comes across as real sour grapes from Mkhitaryan. So read the quote. When I heard that Arsenal were in for me, yes, I wanted to do that. I didn't think twice. I missed playing offensive football. I need to play offensive football. So basically he's saying that when Arsenal came in for him, he jumped at the chance. He couldn't wait to get out of Manchester United, and he couldn't wait to start playing offensive football again. I don't know whether he means offensive attacking or offensive that they're shit, but effectively Mkhitaryan just makes himself look really, really bitter. I mean, you know, I felt sorry for you that you got sold by the club that you wanted to be at, but throwing your toys out the pram now and taking constant pots at Manchester United just makes you look really, really sad. There's no way any player on the history of this planet would leave a top 4 club to go to Arsenal. There's no way any player on the history of this planet would go and play for a bunch of jelly babies managed by the spineless Wenger. And there's no way on this planet a player would openly want to leave a club that will be in the Champions League for the next few years for a club that's not going to be in the Champions League and not going to challenge for any titles. Unless Mkhitaryan's a jelly baby himself and he's spineless and he just wants an easy ride. Because there is... Look, whether you agree with Mkhitaryan saying, I wanted to go and play attacking football at Arsenal, what attacking football is that then? What attacking football do Arsenal play? I haven't seen much attacking football from Arsenal this season. Who's second in the league? Who's scored more goals than Arsenal? Who's in the Champions League? Who's got the better players? Yes, Mourinho's made mistakes tactically, but I seem to remember Mkhitaryan was a fundamental part of our 4-0 FC team at the start of the season. I seem to remember that Mkhitaryan was a fundamental part of why we were crap in October, because it was like playing with 10 men. And I seem to remember that Mkhitaryan was a fundamental part in being subbed off in his last 2 games at half-time because he was total shit. I mean, look, I understand why people have an issue with Jose Mourinho and his style of football, but there becomes a point where it's just constant agenda bashing of our manager. And in this case, Mkhitaryan's not a Manchester United fan. He's an Arsenal player, and I'm not going to sit back. I don't care who it is. He might be a defensive manager, but he's our defensive manager at the moment, and I think Manchester United fans to a certain extent do need to stick up for the manager sometimes, and Mkhitaryan's not a Manchester United player anymore, and he's basically slagging our club off. So up yours, Mkhitaryan, enjoy your bloody retirement at Arsenal, because you're never going to win anything. And to be honest with you, I'm glad when you went. I said I was glad that you were going, that you bottled it and you ruined your chance. You were getting worse. I thought it was a brilliant bit of business by Manchester United to sell him. He was getting worse and worse and worse. His confidence was on the floor. And it was like playing with 10 men every time he picked. I've said it now. He's pushed the buttons. Never hear players like Depay or Schneiderlin complain, says Guitarman96. Back of the net. Spot on. Sit down, Mkhitaryan, says Kieran McAvish. Brilliant. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. Why is he opening his bloody gob up all the time? It's just bitter. It's like some ex-girlfriend or boyfriend that you've dumped. And they keep going on about, oh, he said this to me. Oh, he didn't let me watch EastEnders. He used to make me watch bloody Country File. You know, shut up and get on with your new job. If you're so happy at Arsenal, if you're so happy with your new girlfriend or boyfriend, why you keep talking about your old one? Because you're not happy. We know you're not happy. You little bloody idiot. Jose basically slagged our club off also, says Breach69. Yeah, but Jose Mourinho is our manager. Jose Mourinho is our manager. Mkhitaryan is a nobody anymore. He's an ex-Manchester United player playing for a pretend rival. I don't even call Arsenal rivals anymore. I tell you what, I can't wait to play them at the end of the month. Because if he gets bloody applauded, which he will do, that just shows the class of Manchester United fans, even though he's slating our club. Idiot. Why you never read my comments, says Hussein Mad. I just did, and it was a rubbish comment. You know, I bet you wish you'd put your normal comments up there. Dortmund players are weak, says John Carlos mentally. Only Lewandowski has succeeded after leaving. And I think Martial should go on loan to pick up confidence and come back. Andrew Ellis, we have a bleak future with the fraud Jose in charge. Consistency from Andrew Ellis, he cannot stand Jose Mourinho. Mkhitaryan loves the Europa League, says Dot J. And Country File, laugh out loud, says Russell. No, I mean, in all seriousness, I don't get why Mkhitaryan is still going on about United, other than he's very bitter and salty about being sold. And he moved to great lengths to say, I wasn't part of them, I wasn't to make weight for the Sanchez deal, I'm nothing like Sanchez, Arsene Wenger just wanted me. Who are you trying to kid? Who are you trying to kid, Mkhitaryan? Oh, I'm really happy. When United were second in the league and in the Champions League, and mid-table Arsenal, who was struggling, came in for me, I couldn't wait to get out. When Manchester United, with the best support in the world and the best fans and the best ground in England, when Arsenal, whose fans leave at half-time if they're drawing and slate them and are plastic, When Arsenal came in, I jumped at the chance. You know, who are you trying to kid? Who are you trying to kid? It's like the bloke in the Ferrari. When I saw a Vauxhall Astra second-hand on the side of the road, I threw my Ferrari keys down the drain and jumped into the Astra, back of the net. It's just, who are you trying to kid? Who are you trying to kid? What annoys me, though, and what I am getting annoyed is that there was a lot of patience shown to Mkhitaryan by the Manchester United fans, and he's absolutely destroyed that by taking a pop at our club and our manager. You're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to do it. Well, you are, but you lose that there. He's lying to himself, says Broski. He certainly is. But going back to Anthony Martial, I obviously am part of Anthony Martial FC. I want him to stay and I want him to do well, but I don't expect him to play on Saturday from the start, and I don't see what his future is unless Mourinho is going to move Sanchez off the left wing, because that's what I assumed he was going to do. But Alexis Sanchez has played 90% of his time on the left wing at Manchester United over the last 3 months, so I just don't see where it goes. Amar says, do you think Sanchez deserves the number 7 shirt? No, I said it at the time. I've said this for about 3 years. It's a very good point. I don't agree with Manchester United handing the number 7 shirt out to new signings. I don't agree with it. Why do we give our most iconic shirt to new signings? It's been a bloody disaster. Di Maria, Memphis, Sanchez has got it now. I think Sanchez will come good, and he's already coming good. But this is our most iconic shirt, and we dangle it as a carrot to come and sign for players that are coming for money, like Di Maria, or they're just, you know, a shot in the dark. You don't know whether they're going to be any good, like Memphis. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I think the number 7 shirt should be earned and respected for the people who've worn that shirt. It's the most iconic shirt in football, so I don't agree with him. The stream has died. Buffering. We've never had that before. We've never had that before with the stream. Right, this is frustrating. We've never had this before. Oh dear, oh dear. And the numbers have dropped to 851. It's back live. Okay, I think we might be back live. I don't know why it's done that. It's never done that before. Very, very odd. It's fine, it's fine. It seems to be alright now, Mark, says Mr. Fresh. Anyway, yeah, where were we at? I'm blaming Mkhitaryan. I've been sabotaged. It's destroyed. It's destroyed me. He's destroyed me. Martial for number 10 shirt. Fine now, says Jonathan Millu. Yes, good, good, good. We're back. We're back in room. That's great to see. So, yeah, I mean, look, what I want to say is, anyway, the stream tonight was only ever going to be a very, very quick one anyway, for two reasons. One, the preview at lunchtime was 45 minutes long, and I wanted to not take up too much time of everyone's time tonight so that you can watch that preview, because it was absolutely fantastic. And if you've not seen it, I mean, I did it, and then I watched it again for 45 minutes. It's just brilliant. It's one of the best videos I've done in a while. And I'm not blowing wind up my own arse here. I mean, you know, I'm only as good as the community I interact with. But really, really, really enjoyed that preview. And if you haven't watched it or you want to watch it again, please do. And also, I just want to give everyone that tip again. If you're ever watching one of our streams and it's quite long, if you're on YouTube, you can click the little gear icon and you can knock the speed up from normal to 1.5, 1.25 or 2, which well, if you go 2, it doubles my speed, so I'll be speaking a lot quicker. But if you go 1.5, it slightly increases my speed of talking, which means you can get through a 40-minute video in half an hour. If you double it, you get it through in 20 minutes. So it's a nice little trick that I use on YouTube a lot now. It really does work well. Happy birthday to Louise, says Harry Phelan. Happy birthday, Louise. It's my birthday on Sunday, so looking forward to that. Saturday, sorry. CSK just scored a beautiful free kick against Arsenal. Get mad, Mick here, says Sam. And yeah, so watch the preview. And also, I've got to plug it because Thursday nights after the United stand at 8 o'clock, we do a live Q&A on our Patreon page. So our Patreon page, the link is in the video description for that. It's $2 a month. We have 2 videos a week that go up on there, and on Thursday night we do a live stream, which is taking your questions, any questions you want to put. So I'm going to be starting that in about 10 minutes time, and also we're going to be doing a quiz on there very, very soon, probably next week actually. So loads going on with the Patreon page. Obviously YouTube, nothing changes. In fact, with YouTube, live every night at 8 o'clock, and we're normally doing a video at 1 o'clock like we will do tomorrow after Jose's press conference. It'll probably be about 2 o'clock tomorrow. Mourinho's press conference is normally 1:30, so we'll be live at 2 o'clock reacting to what he said to that. Live at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, I've got Sophie, and then match of the day. Match of the day, Man City on Saturday. So loads to get involved with the United stand. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you are new. Make sure you drop us a like on the video, that would really be appreciated. And yeah, I'm going to be on the Patreon page in about 10 minutes, so links in the video description. Be great for people to join us on there. I think we've got 100 members now, so the more people who get involved in our little exclusive United stand club, where we won't get any trolls on there, they won't bother getting involved in it. So I'm going to be over there in about 10 minutes time. Patreon link in the video description. Gives everyone a few minutes who are new to sign up and get involved. So see you over there. Andrew Southwick's going to be there. And thanks everyone for watching tonight. Back at 2 o'clock tomorrow, reacting to Jose's press conference, and 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And if you didn't watch the preview at lunchtime, make sure you watch it. It was an absolute cracker of a show. We were reading out comments, we were doing the predicted lineup, talking about Liverpool, sitting them down, sitting City down, building up to this derby, which is great. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you on the Patreon page if you're going to be joining us there in about 5 to 10 minutes time. If not, go and watch the preview. Thanks for watching.